Hey guys, and welcome back. So guess who's coming to the neighborhood? Yes, the new president-elect Yoon Seok-yeol has decided to move his office and his residence to the Yongsan area, to the Ministry of Defense building. But I want to tell you about what the ladies are saying, like the housewives. I want to tell you what some of I've heard on the streets, and the housewives in the neighborhood clutching their pearls, talking about what the wife is gonna be doing. And yeah, I was surprised at the reaction of some conservative ladies talking about the conservative president's wife. I want to give you the tea on that. So just real quick on some of the deets on the decision to move to the Defense Ministry compound. It's 276,000 square meters. It's already a very secure place, and I think it makes sense. It's an area where there's a lot of room for expansion, and it's already linked to the American Army base that's already on its way out, and there's a lot of room for expansion. There's already a lot of secure space with, underground bunkers and helicopter pads, and it is a place where you can create essentially a new presidential office. There are concerns that he's gonna look like a very militarized president. There are about 280,000 people who have signed a petition on the current presidential website saying that they oppose the move, largely because it's going to be too expensive. They're estimating the cost to be about $40 million, but in the grand scheme of things, that's the price of like one of the Russian oligarchs' mansions that they've seized in London or in Malibu. So I think on the whole, that's a pretty reasonable cost. Maybe it might be good to have a backup presidential office, one in Yongsan that's very close to the defense ministry, and in the event maybe they might have to go back to the Blue House for some reason or another. It might be good to have one over there in the mountains. But the plan is to open up the Blue House as a tourist site and open that up to the public. All right, let's get to the wife. So apparently there usually is some sort of office for the first lady, but they have decided not to give that to Kim Kun-hee, the wife of the incoming president Yoon Seok-yeol. And Kim Kun-hee herself said that she's just going to support her husband as not a first lady, but just a wife, and if it comes to it, eventually support the public in terms of public welfare projects to support the underprivileged who may not be covered by some of the government programs. So if in the whole grand scheme of things where it doesn't lift all boats, she wants to try to help the underprivileged, that's when she said that she would try to come in and help. From my previous videos, y'all know my opinions on this lady, who is now the first lady or the first wife. So she's trying not to inhabit the role of the first lady. Now, in general, personally, now that she is the wife of the president, I am completely comfortable with her being the first lady, but not like the first grifter lady. Don't abuse the position to enrich yourself or to create a corrupt cabal and to cement in some sort of system where then you degrade the country. But as a figurehead, as a title or a position where you're supposed to represent the country, well, that's who you are now. However, Word on the street, and this is totally anecdotal, and this is why YouTube is good, and we can kind of go parallel to journalism. Wow, I had no idea that there was this sector of conservative women, and apparently this is maybe 40s or 50s. This is a voting bloc. Conservative women, not liberal women who are against Yoon Seok-yeol. These are women who voted for Yoon Seok-yeol, but yet who are still against his wife. Apparently, this is what I heard. Wow. They said that, and of course this wouldn't be all of them, but there is a strong sentiment apparently, just to give you an insight into some of the way that Korean society thinks, that they were saying that some women were saying, if she starts acting like a first lady, I will not be able to handle it. I was like, what? Like, what does that mean if she starts acting like a first lady, and why? Basically, they're saying that, like, if she starts acting uppity, or if she inhabits the role of the first lady, somebody that what they consider as low class, they feel like something has been taken away from them or robbed. And apparently one of these girls ladies went to her mom and said, like, look, I lived my life honorably, and she gets to be the first lady. I went to Ewha Women's University, that's like the Wellesley of Korea, and she gets to be the first lady. This is so unfair. I went to Ewha Women's University and went to the art major, and she gets to be the first lady. And so essentially that's like the finishing school. And then I thought about it, I was like, oh, okay. Essentially, if you go to Ewha Women's University, in that generation now, if you're probably in your 40s and 50s, the pinnacle is to be the first lady of Korea. It's essentially to be the best marriage material and to either be like the chaebol owner's wife, and then, be like the primo crop of like, be the trophy wife. And they feel, I guess, robbed. Some, not all. I mean, my mom's generation, my mom went to Ewha. She wouldn't feel that way. Other women wouldn't feel that way. So it does take, I think, a particular type of woman that would feel insecure, because it doesn't change anything about you if she becomes the first lady. I mean, you could have some issues if she's abusing that position, but it makes no difference to your life or who you are or your identity if she becomes the first lady, and even if she inhabits that role. It shouldn't make you feel less about yourself unless you have some sort of complex. And I guess there are ladies out there who have complexes to see her in that role. And even if you went to Ewha Women's University, you'll have that complex. And probably especially for some subset of women who went to Ewha Women's University and feel like, they're owed something in society of being kind of like their version of being a first lady in Korea. And then to see this, girl who like dragged herself up from the gutter and like lied on her resume and, did all sorts of tricks. And now she's the first lady. So she pledged that she's not going to do her, inhabit the first lady. So that's why they're saying, like, if she does anything first lady like, I can't stand it. Wow. I had no idea there was that kind of pent up rage among, some of these people. So just want to let you know, that kind of stuff is out there. Could you have married this guy who failed the bar exam, I think like 9 times. This like, puffy guy who was a lot older. And then could you have gone in front of that press room like her and apologized for lying on your resume and gone through that sort of media attack? I don't think these girls who are, well, now ladies, who are now jealous of her essentially, could have gone through all of that onslaught. Of course, Yoon Seok-yeol's wife deserved all of that because she did all of those things. But on the other hand, I don't think these girls complaining could have also had gone through that. And what really concerns me is that one of these girls said that, like, when she was complaining to her mom, she was saying like, well, I should have been a little bit more kind of, aggressive and seedy in life, and then I could have been first lady. So the conclusion is not to be more like dirty in your life to succeed and become first lady. Because obviously it didn't work out for her because she can't be first lady right now because they took away the office. And probably she can't go to her shaman as much. So, both sides need to get a grip. What is happening in this world? You guys, this is like really weird. I don't know. Today's just a really weird day. What do you guys think? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Tune in next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Love you.